Hi, Mystery Recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain a Chinese fantasy romance film called Oversize Love. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Xiao Shi is a young photographer who owns an at-home studio somewhere in East China. She is always around beautiful women for shoots, which makes her extremely insecure about her overweight body. Although Xiao Shi has tried many methods to lose weight, she never seems to be successful. As a hobby, she loves chasing after celebrities. Her current obsession is an actor and model named Huang Qi. While reading one of his interviews, she comes across a comment claiming that he only likes girls who are 45 kilograms or below. Right after, Xiao Shi gets on the scale and sees that she is almost double that weight. Her friend asks her to not feel bad about her body because she has managed to land a handsome friend like Han. Han has been Xiao Shi's companion since middle school. He is currently a famous music producer and is still best friends with her. When Xiao Shi's friend suggests she date him, she claims that they're just friends. Deep down, she believes that Han would never be with someone like her. Han and Xiao Shi have a tradition of meeting at the park every Saturday to exercise. When her friend reminds her of the date, Xiao Shi rushes to the park. A flashback shows us the day Han and Xiao Shi met for the first time. In contrast to now, Han used to be the overweight one in middle school. He was bullied regularly by his classmates but couldn't speak up for himself. He also didn't have many friends, so when Xiao Shi saved him from the bullies one day, he instantly became attached to her. She was the first person to recognize his musical talent, and the one who made him pursue his dreams. Back in the present, they meet at the park to exercise. Half an hour into the workout, Xiao Shi falls to the ground. As per the tradition, they go to their favorite street-side restaurant and eat a lot of food. The bystanders are shocked to see the amount of food Xiao Shi can eat alone, but it doesn't bother Han in the least. He has never had a problem with her weight and always tells her she is beautiful. One day, the friends go shopping for clothes. Buying clothes has always been difficult for Xiao Shi as an overweight woman. She tries on a white dress that tears down the neckline because of her size. She embarrassingly has to buy it because of the damage. On their way back home, Han asks her what she wants for her birthday, but Xiao Shi jokes that she wants a handsome man to date her. After the two separate, Xiao Shi finds an abandoned rabbit on the road. She feels bad for it and brings it home, but fails to notice that its eyes are glowing. The following morning, a crew of people knock at her door, wanting to shoot in the studio because of a last-minute change. She allows them, after finding out that the model of the shoot is her celebrity crush, Huang Qi. The entire shoot feels like a dream to her. Later, Huang Qi tells her that she has pretty eyes and could be a model if she loses weight. But then she overhears his assistant calling her ugly, asking him to stay away from people like her for the sake of his image. Starting the next day, she wraps her legs with plastic, eats healthily, takes supplements, and exercises harder than ever. But after 2 weeks of hard work, she barely loses 1 kilogram. That night, she accidentally breaks the sofa with her weight and falls flat on the floor. As she lies there hopelessly, she notices the rabbit moving around, almost as though it is leading her somewhere. She follows the animal and reaches an abandoned mansion in the neighborhood. When she enters the house, the floor swallows her into a colorful upside-down room. Xiao Shi panics and tries to move, but gravity doesn't seem to work in this room. Then, an old man appears in front of her, asking her to make a wish. Initially, Xiao Shi freaks out and tries to run away, but the lack of gravity only makes her float. When she calms down, the man gives her a blue potion called the Dream Fixer. It is supposed to make her dream come true in an instant. Although skeptical at first, Xiao Shi takes a gulp of it and goes to bed. When she wakes up the next morning, she can almost not recognize herself in the mirror. Her body has shrunk significantly, making her slim. For a few minutes, she lays on the bed, trying to take everything in. Then, she gets a call from her friend, asking her to bring the pictures from the last photo shoot to Huang Qi's assistant. When none of her clothes fit, Xiao Shi wears the one that she had to buy because of the damage. On her way to Huang Qi's hotel, the people she knew before do not recognize her, while the bypassers turn around to admire her beauty. Similarly, Huang Qi is also smitten by her. He comments that he has seen her before, but doesn't know where. Suddenly, Xiao Shi's chest starts getting bigger, followed by her back. Realizing that she is turning back into her older self, she runs away without an explanation. At night, she again takes the potion, and by the morning, she gets skinny for the second time. Han arrives at the house, worried because she hasn't picked up her phone for an entire day. He barges in to see her wearing a headscarf. Initially, she pretends to be Xiaoxi's friend to avoid having to explain the situation, but Han recognizes her instantly. He had never seen her as less beautiful because of her weight, so even though she is significantly thinner, he doesn't notice much difference. Xiaoxi tells him about the potion and what it does to the human body. Han doesn't want to believe it, but the result is right in front of him. Minutes later, she yet again turns fat and finds out that the effect of the potion only lasts for 10 hours. Han doesn't like that she's changing her body unnaturally. He also feels jealous of the actor Huang Qi, knowing that she took the potion to impress him. Han's assistant, who is in the fashion industry, takes it upon himself to give Xiaoxi a makeover. After a week of trying out different hairstyles and facials, Xiaoxi turns into a beautiful young woman, a complete contrast from how she was prior. Meanwhile, Han hires Huang Qi to model for his next music video. On the set, Huang Qi claims that he doesn't feel the chemistry with the female lead and wants someone who is prettier. Offended, the female lead quits and storms off the set. Just then, Xiaoxi arrives, looking more stunning than ever. Huang Qi suggests they use her as the model, since she has the body and the face for it. Initially, Han doesn't approve of this, but when the director supports the idea, he has no choice but to agree. For the next week, the team meets every day for the shoot. Xiaoxi fangirls over Huang Qi, making Han jealous. He takes his frustration out by pointing out little flaws in Huang Qi's acting, and making him take several shots. An unsaid rivalry is established between the guys. One day, the director adds a kissing scene to the script. Han is absolutely against the idea, so instead, he makes them cover their faces with an umbrella to make it look like they are kissing. The following day, Huang Qi invites Xiaoxi out on a date. They go to the movies, but notice that Han is right behind their seat. When asked what he is doing there, he claims that it is only a coincidence. Everywhere the couple goes, he follows them, acting like he is going the same way. Even when they book a private cabin at a restaurant, he stands by the door to keep an eye on them. When it starts to get dark, Xiaoxi wants to return home, but Huang Qi insists she come to a party with his friends. A few minutes into meeting his friend group, her fingers begin to swell, followed by her entire arm. She rushes to the bathroom and hides inside a stall, crying hysterically. Outside, Huang Qi and his friends are waiting for her, leaving her no way to escape. Just when the truth is about to be outed, Han comes to save her in a mascot costume. He makes her wear it and brings her out without Huang Qi noticing. Huang Qi sees Han talking to another overweight woman and claims that he can do much better than some random fat girl. Xiaoxi hears the comment and is left disheartened. She knows that Huang Qi only likes her because of her beauty, but cannot seem to let the idea go of them being together. Han drops her off at home and tells her that she is not the person she used to be. He also assures her that she will get plenty of guys even if she remains the way she is. Xiaoxi knows he is lying because even he could never see her as more than a friend. A flashback reveals that in high school, Xiaoxi was in love with Han, but one day she overheard Han's friend making fun of her and Han saying that he doesn't like her in that way. She stopped trying to pursue him after that. Later, Han and his friend are drinking when the guy asks him if he regrets not asking Xiaoxi out when she was still fat. Han remembers the time in high school that he heard Xiaoxi tell her friends that she had no feelings for him. Because of the miscommunication, they never expressed their feelings to each other, even though they were in love. The following evening, their filming crew meets at a restaurant to celebrate the last day of the shoot. Han and Huang Qi meet in the bathroom and get into a slight altercation. The conflict quickly turns into a physical fight. The others from the crew have to drag them away from each other to stop them. Later, Han and Xiaoxi walk back home together. He asks her to think about how Huang Qi will react if she goes back to being fat. In turn, Xiaoxi claims that Han hasn't treated her any better. When she mentions the time he was bullied, Han's eyes glow, as the rabbits did earlier. Xiaoxi doesn't notice it, distracted by the fact that he doesn't remember getting bullied. In the next scene, Xiaoxi and Huang Qi are out on a dinner date. Xiaoxi asks him if he would like her the same if she were to gain weight. Huang Qi replies that they should talk about positive things, like her upcoming acting career. It is clear to her that he won't think twice before leaving her if he sees her real self. After dinner, she goes to the old mansion yet again and asks the Miracle Man for a permanent potion. He gives her the potion, but warns her that it will cause a side effect on her life that she might not like. Blinded by her need to be Huang Qi's girlfriend, Xiaoxi takes the potion. At the same time, Han starts to lose his memories of her. He only remembers that she was someone he used to know in his childhood. The next day is the release day of the music video. Xiaoxi walks into a hall for a press conference when she notices the crew looking at her differently. She tries talking to Huang Qi, but he ignores her. When they are surrounded by the reporters, she finds out that the rumor of her getting liposuction has circulated on the internet. Since being seen with her is not a good PR move for Huang Qi, he announces that he is in a relationship with someone else. Some fans in the crowd throw their drinks at Xiaoxi for lying about her beauty. Han saves her from the media and brings her upstairs. Xiaoxi soon realizes that he only remembers the overweight Xiaoxi and thinks that he hasn't met her for a while. She tries to show him their pictures together, but her face is missing in all of them. She breaks down crying, but Han just thinks she's in shock from what happened earlier. A week later, Huang Qi comes to her house. She welcomes him in, expecting him to apologize, but he asks her to convince Han to sell him a song. On finding out he just wants to use her for her influence, she asks him to get out. Following the encounter, Xiaoxi rushes to his office and finds a picture of them from high school. She finally realizes that she never stopped loving Han and has been suppressing her feelings until now. After that, she goes to the abandoned house once again, this time to ask the man to send her back to her normal self. The man gives her one last chance and allows her to transform. After turning fat again, Xiaoxi runs to the playground and meets Han. When he calls her by her name, she breaks down crying, relieved that he remembers her. 1 year later, the couple is at their favorite street-side restaurant. By now, Xiaoxi has become fit, while Han has gained a significant amount of weight. The movie ends as she tells him that she loves him either way. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.